Recording in progress.
Hey, welcome to the Norwich Select Board regular meeting Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. Mary Layton, chair. To my left is Marcia Calloway. My right is Kimo Briggs, Priscilla Vincent, Matt Sweat, and town manager Brent Duffy. The first item we'll be dealing with is the agenda, and I have a procedural question for the rest of you. Further down on our agenda is a presentation for Schoolhouses, Beaver Meadow and Root District. And I would like to step around to talk about the Root District because I'm on that board. And maybe Kimo can preside during that.
We have no paperwork for that, is that correct?
No, it's just kind of a little information session. I believe there are representatives of the Beaver Meadow Schoolhouse.
Okay.
So if that's okay with everybody, I'll step around at that point.
You become part of the public?
Yeah. Kimo will take over.
Kimo will take over.
Right. Okay, other motion sheet. Other than that, are there any other amendments to the agenda? If none, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Okay, and second?
Second.
Okay, and let's have a vote. Marcia, how do you vote? Okay, Kimo?
Yes.
Priscilla?
Yeah.
Matt?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay. Second on the agenda is the chair's report, and I just met to set the agenda, and that was pretty much it. So that's short and sweet. Item 3 is for public comments for items not on the agenda. Okay, would you like to come up?
Lily Tryman, Town Clerk. I just want to remind everyone who might be thinking of running for office this year that your petitions are due January 26th at 5 p.m. You need signatures of 30 registered Norwich voters in order to be on the ballot, and you need to also turn in a consent of candidate form. If you'd like to know what offices are up for election, you can see it on the website, check the listserv, call me, or come in and check the list in the office.
All right, thank you. Oh, I see that Jan Losbear has his hand up. Would you like to speak, Jan?
Yes, thank you. I just had a couple of planning commission topics to bring to your attention, not for any action tonight, but for your information. So the first one relates to a letter that's in your packet from Two Rivers on the topic of Act 181 and Tier 1B designation. That relates to Act 250, changes to Act 250, and potentially the town petitioning to have the village area exempted from certain Act 250 hearings. That's what Tier 1B means. So this is an active topic at the Planning Commission. We will be having a special meeting later this month focused on this topic. And then we would anticipate bringing that probably with Two Rivers to the Select Board for specific conversation and any proposal. Obviously, the Select Board is the one that would make that petition. So
Right,
that,
and I was noticing, y'all, that it did say the timing, February would be good timing for that agenda item. Do you agree? Like
yes,
a
they
date in
need.
February?
They need to finalize their maps and everything certainly by April, and so they're backing up from that. And they know
Okay.
that select boards are busy, so they're trying to squeeze everything in. So we'll have a special meeting probably on the 26th of January, and then wrap back around with you
Okay,
from that. Okay.
all
The
right.
second
So that was
one.
the first one.
Second,
Oh, hang
yeah.
on. Is there
Go
a
ahead.
question? Okay, go ahead, Marcia.
Hope you can hear me. Can you tell me how you're defining village for this purpose? Is it consistent with the town plan?
Did you hear the question?
Yes, I did. So the village, this is all based on the Act 250 and Act 181 designation. So it is the regional commission's land use map designations of village center and village area. We actually had questions last night as to whether the Tier 1B boundaries needed to match or could be a subset of the village area that's shown on Two Rivers' map. We will get that answered either before or during that special meeting. But it goes to the Two Rivers maps and the land use designations on those maps.
Does that mean that the Two Rivers boundary is not the village boundary in our town plan?
It's
Does
not,
that mean that-
it is
Okay,
different from
okay.
our town. It is different boundaries than in our town plan.
Okay, then this.
Yeah.
Okay, question?
Apologize.
No, it's. And you're on
The
the second
second-
item?
Yes, the second topic is short-term rentals. Short-term rental interim bylaw. The Planning Commission last night voted to approve a proposed short-term rental interim bylaw to come to the select board. So that is now in the process of coming to you as an official submittal. Because it's an interim bylaw, which means a two-year limit, it requires just one public hearing from you and not one from the Planning Commission. But so that will be in your packet coming from Stephen True as an official proposed interim bylaw for discussion. And just to get to the policy of it, the proposal is to make owner-occupied short-term rentals allowed uses in all districts. But subject to permitting requirements and so forth. But owner-occupied, not all
Not
short-term,
standalone.
not investor-owned, only owner-occupied. And this is only for 2 years as a kind of a
Excuse me.
stopgap thing to get our hands around this, get some language that the zoning administrator can use to deal with this over the coming years, and then to look at it more comprehensively. And Norwich doesn't have the same kind of problem as a Stowe or a different town, but we need a vehicle for this use to be addressed in town.
Managed, yes. All right,
So watch
thank you.
for that.
Okay, 2 good updates. Any other public comments?
Stand up the other way.
Okay. We'll move on to the Recreation Council member appointment. I believe we have, if I pronounce correctly, Jeffrey Melmoot.
Looks like Geffen.
Geffen. Oh, it's just Geffen? Geffen, I'm sorry. Geffen Melmoot. And I don't know if Geffen is here or. If it sounds like a young person, am I?
It's a high schooler.
High school
High
student.
school.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I believe he would like to help. Does anyone want to discuss his? Yes. Lynn.
Absent Gavin, I would love to speak on his behalf.
Oh, okay, good.
Lily Tryman. I don't know if Priya is on, but my understanding is that Geffen has been working for the rec department for several years as a counselor. I know that he has done some work for me around the house, and he is by and large a very responsible young man. He's in 10th grade with my son Asher. And I would highly recommend that you appoint him to the rec council, because I know that he is a go-getter and he will really bring a lot to this council.
Okay, very good recommendation. Well, it's not here to ask any more questions, so. Shall we have a motion? Regarding Geffen?
I move to appoint Kevin Malamud as youth representative for the Recreation Council.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, let's vote. Marcia, how do you vote?
I'm gonna vote yes, but remind people that we like them to come to meetings so we can meet them.
Okay. Chemo,
Yes.
you vote yes, okay. Priscilla?
Yes, and I would echo Marcia. It's nice when
It's
we
nice
meet
when
people, but yes,
yeah.
I'm in favor.
Matt?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so Griffin is on board. Now we have the temp. I'm sorry, yes.
Was this advertised?
Was it advertised? I do not know. I'll have to ask. Brennan, do you know?
I'm unaware if if it was advertised recently.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
I'm unaware if it was advertised recently.
Okay. All right, well, that's answer that question. Town clerk spending request, number 5.
We're not giving the cemetery commission.
No, that got changed because the select board does not appoint to
We don't
that.
have the authority to.
Well,
You got the old version.
Right, that's our presentation with props.
So I asked you guys for money from the Restoration Fund a little while ago to have the town reports bound, which by statute we are required to do every once in a while. So I sent these out to Holzer Bindery, which is I think in Williston, and she did a great job, so I can send these around. Our town reports have not been bound since about 1987. So we had 35 years to be done. I went back this week and I did a comprehensive inventory of our town reports from 1860 up to the present, because we're supposed to have 2 copies of each year in our vault. Mostly we do, but I did find the ones that were bound up until 1987 were simply held in place with little metal doohickeys that are causing the paper to degrade. So I'm going to be back to you in a couple of weeks with another request to spend substantially more from my fund to have this lovely lady in Holzer Bindery bind up another 100 years of town reports. Because I think they look lovely like that and they will stay
Very
good for many years to come. In terms of the oldest town reports, some of them we have in photocopy form and no longer in the original. And I'm going through and photocopying the rest of them onto archival paper up to about 1900, just because they're in really bad shape. I'm going to also be requesting money to send those oldest town reports out to be conserved with either CoFile or the New England Document Conservation, Northeast Document Conservation Center. So you'll hear from me again in a couple of weeks. And this is a minor request that you have before you tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions? Anyone want to see an 1860 copy of the town report?
Yeah.
Can you just cover the metal with Scotch tape?
I know. I was just going to tape it all onto a piece of paper and put it in my sleeve. That's not best practice.
You can actually open the book up. It doesn't get lost in the binding. That's kind of nice.
She's great. She runs a 2-person bindery out of her basement. Her and her husband, they've been doing it for like 50 years.
What's the name of the bindery?
Holzer, Holzer.
Okay.
The clarity of the text is really good too.
Well, that's just what we had in the vault. Those are printed reports that we just slapped together in there. So
How far back are they digitized?
I think 2011, I think was the oldest one, or 12 Miranda had. I'm sure they exist in digital form somewhere in the town servers, but
Seen a few town reports.
but not that size.
No.
Okay, are there questions for Lily about the other items, the map display portfolio, road map storage boxes and a vault storage cabinet? Okay, so, go ahead,
My
Kimo.
question, these are for maps or what are you rolling?
Maps. So we have unrecorded things like highway maps, maps of Tracy, or plans for Tracy Hall, Ledyard Bridge plans, highway plans that were never recorded. They're simply copies the state gave us, but I think they need to be kept. At least no one has told me they shouldn't be kept. And they're currently in rolled form. They're too big for me to flatten and put in our normal map storage cabinet. These are like big maps.
So sorry, I got some expertise here. Typically, the best way to store stuff like that is flat
It's not gonna happen.
because
We don't have space to store them flat in the vault.
Horizontal.
I don't have enough, yeah, I don't have any horizontal space that would.
You walked in there, and looked at it?
yeah, I have. I'm just wondering if, one of the reasons I'm asking is because I was talking to Stephen the other day and it looks like they may be deaccessioning some flat files possibly, and they're big, and it seems like, well, maybe that would be a better way to store it. So just, if there's any way to get these into a flat file, takes up less room. It's better for the documents.
They're currently stored and stuck in a cardboard box together, and I figured it would be best to at least separate them and number them so that I know what's there, instead of just having them in a corner in a cardboard box.
Marcia, did you have a question?
I was wondering if there's any space in Brennan's vault.
Could you say again?
Sorry. I was wondering if there was any space in Brennan's.
Depends on the time of year.
Brennan's vault hosts most of our election paraphernalia.
Uh-huh.
Still in space.
I don't think, I mean, these are really large maps. Kim, you're welcome to come and take a look at them and see if you have any ideas, but I don't even have a flat space in a vault big enough to put them. I'm also not entirely certain that we need to maintain them. If the state gave us copies of the highway map from 1961, is it critical that we still have them when the state has them? I can reach out to the state records, archives and records division and ask.
That might be reasonable, just to find out if we need to say.
In the interim,
Okay.
these boxes will allow me to at least keep them in their current form and organized.
Yes. Okay, any more questions for Lovely? Keep going.
There was a request for the boxes for the rolls and then a storage cabinet.
Right.
Storage cabinet for those. boxes.
Unrelated to the boxes.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
So
I didn't
that's,
understand.
we have light sensitive materials that are not well guarded in the vault, or not well shielded, I guess I should say.
Okay. So they would go in.
And that'll do double duty because we need to have a locked cabinet in the vault to hold returned ballots for elections as well. That was one of the criticisms that we had when our space was evaluated last year. So,
Okay, even though you put down map storage boxes for what was expected to go in there,
that might have been different.
it's for the storage cabinet. Whatever,
Not map storage boxes.
that's what it says.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On the motion, it says new map display portfolio, the old map storage boxes in a vault storage cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
I move to approve the expenditure of an amount not to exceed $750 from Restoration Fund number 45 for the purchase of a new map display portfolio, rolled map storage boxes, and a vault storage cabinet.
So second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion, seeing none. We'll vote. Marcia, how do you vote?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Priscilla?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. And now I'm going to switch over. Thank you. Thank you. Kima, you get to preside over this. Item.
Presentation on tax exemption for schoolhouses. Packet.
So I believe we have representatives from Root District, Schoolhouse, and Beaver Meadow, if you want to.
And do we have documentation?
No.
No documentation. So, any discussion on the board?
Yeah, we don't know what they're gonna say.
I will wait to hear a presentation by the public.
Okay, I think, is it okay for representatives of the two schoolhouses just to speak to them? Is that okay with the board?
Yes.
All right. Are you from Beaver Meadow or Ed? Do you want to come on up first? Sure.
Okay. Would you like a cookie?
Homemade.
So, so the Beaver Meadow
It's good to see
Schoolhouse.
your name and address.
Yes.
Be helpful. Thank you.
I'm new at this. Lindsay Putnam, Chapel Hill Road, Norwich. So the Beaver Meadow Schoolhouse is a community center that's open to anyone in town, but primarily we kind of serve the more local West Norwich community. But we have, events that people come to, speaker events and pizza nights where we have people can come and make their own pizza in the wood-fired oven that we have outside. We are an official designated by, I'll think of that in a minute, the organization that emerged after one of the big floods, Irene, probably community resiliency, something or other. Anyway, we're designated to be a warming center for anybody who needs, help in any way because of loss of power, loss of heat, any kind of a weather-related adverse thing. They can come to the schoolhouse. We have a generator, we have Wi-Fi that's open to the public. So we are, a resource which is primarily used by West Norwich, but is open to anybody in Norwich. Historically, well, originally the town owned the schoolhouse, but now it's, I guess, it's managed by a board of trustees, and we haven't paid property tax, I believe, in the life of the schoolhouse. And so we are asking for that exemption to be renewed. And, we don't have any income except for what we might raise from donations. Every once in a while, we'll write a grant if we need maintenance of the building, like putting on a new roof, for example, which is our latest thing we have to deal with. But there's no income, in terms of profit income. Is there anything else? Is there any questions?
So you were saying it was tax exempt in the past from which taxes? To property tax?
Property taxes, yeah,
All property taxes?
yes.
And that has ended?
Well, it's up for renewal is my understanding, because that happens every 5 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm unclear as to your jurisdiction. Do we decide this? Do the listers decide this? Does the town?
It's on the warrant
Okay.
for the voters to decide. This is kind of an ad.
Do you have any kind of insurance on the building?
We do.
Are you a nonprofit? You said you're board driven. Are you a 501c3?
We are a 501c4,
Which is,
which is community organizations. So you can't donate to us and get a tax benefit, but you can donate to us.
Donate to anything.
So the reason you're here is to ask for this to be on the warrant
Correct,
so that the townspeople can vote on your tax exemption.
correct.
And we get to decide whether it goes on the warrant.
Apparently.
so I can better understand the process here. My understanding was that you can get an article on the warrant just by collecting signatures. Or the select board can vote to put something on the warrant. Is that correct? And so have you gotten enough signatures?
Well, we were told that we didn't need to get a petition, that we could come to you instead, and we never have done it that way. So it never occurred to anybody. Well, I did ask this year because another organization that I help out with had to do a petition. I said, oh, do we have to do that too? And the answer was that I should come to you. But we've never, ever, as far as I know, and I've been there for 30 years, plus, as far as I know, we've never had a petition.
And also, my understanding, and I'm only asking this because I'm new, is that we have the jurisdiction to, or that the tax exempt status can be up to 10 years. And we can decide 1 to 10 years. It doesn't have to be 5 years,
Okay.
I think.
No, the statute says that the first time they come is 10 years, and then it's a renewal every 5 years thereafter.
Okay, so the 10 years was somewhere, but I misunderstood it.
If you're speaking up, could you,
What statute are you citing? The one that's on the warrant 32 VSA 3840.
may I ask you to state your name? for the record? Thank you.
I have a question. If we're talking about the draft Article 27, it says, shall the voters authorize a 5-year extension of the exemption from property taxes previously granted to the Beaver Meadow Union Chapel? Is that a separate request from the Beaver Meadow
It's an old agenda.
Schoolhouse?
That was changed. It was changed from chapel to school. That was a
This is the
mistake.
one I just,
Oh,
it came out today. So that's an error. It's supposed to be the Beaver Meadow Union or Beaver Meadow Schoolhouse.
Beaver Meadow
And
School.
also road district schoolhouse.
Oh, that's because, oh, is that supposed to be part of the same article? Oh.
you can cross out. Yeah.
Yeah, but, and also the root districts, huh? Okay, we gotta fix that.
The chapel is automatically. We have another comment.
Hi, it's a question. I think we might have a bit of time sensitivity. I was wondering if I could just speak briefly about the root district schoolhouse as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Yes.
So I'm on the board of the root district schoolhouse, which it doesn't have quite the constant community involvement, which is so impressive with Beaver Meadow, because the foundation failed about 12 years ago. So we've spent about a dozen years painfully fundraising enough to get a really good new 8-foot completely dry foundation with good drainage. So we've been concentrating more on historic preservation. So it's beautifully preserved. It's got the foundation, handicap access, the clapboards, the roof, the windows are restored historically, and the interior and exterior have been painted. So it's stabilized really nicely. And we have a very sort of dedicated group of neighbors that grew up having potlucks in the schoolhouse and even roller skating around on its hardwood floors. And it was a great time, but it sort of had this little hiatus where we had to fix it up. So now we're at the point where we're trying to develop a little community for it. And we think our most positive aspect on that has been music, like with Cam Cross and his group, and Ida Specker, who's up on Potrel Road, who's a fiddle player and klezmer player. And so we're trying to kind of get a nucleus of sort of younger people to play music. We've had Gordon Clapp recite poetry. So we're trying to kind of get our little community going for it. We kind of, as Lindsay was saying, we have a very minimal budget. It's mostly just for the maintenance, electricity. We've got internet, which is good. And future plans, we don't have any water or septic. So that might be something for the future, possibly a composting toilet and maybe a well, but that's really in the future. We do have a 501c3. It's Root District Game Club, Inc. And we formed that up with Grossman and Rips, so that if you do contribute to the schoolhouse, it is a federal tax deduction. We're on the National Historic Register, which with the help of Peter Brink helped us to do that. And along with the Beaver Meadow Schoolhouse, we're also in a documentary film that was produced by Historic New England. That's the history of those two schoolhouses, and has interviews with students who went there. So historically, it's kind of a big success. Now we want to keep it going and try to develop a little community to kind of keep it alive. So we would appreciate the, continuation of the exemption from property tax for that reason.
Okay, so two things. It's never been issued property tax bill. Is that correct?
As far as I know, it's never had.
And then there's an Article 26. Shall the voters authorize a 5-year extension of the exemption from property taxes previously granted to the Root District Game Club? Is that
Yes.
the same thing, or is that
explain
a
that, yes.
different? I mean,
Okay.
that's a separate one
I'm
from.
gonna explain this
So,
because it's complicated. So,
but that's what that one's about?
yeah, what it is that it was a functioning schoolhouse. I think it was I'm going to say maybe 1942 or so, where the schools were consolidated and kids went down to Marion Cross. The Root District Game Club, which are guys who like to hunt, said, well, that's a beautiful little place for a clubhouse. Could we have an arrangement to use that? So they got a quit claim deed from the school district, and they could use the schoolhouse as long as they maintained it. But if they're no longer interested, it would revert to the school district. But we also renegotiated that. So if, for instance, if our 501c3 fell apart or something, this property would revert to the town. And so, that's that arrangement. So it's the Root District Schoolhouse is the actual structure, and the funding mechanism is the Root District Game Club, Inc., which is a state corporation and also a 501c3.
Gosh, so if we don't grant this, we might get a select board clubhouse.
So, I mean, it's really, I think we've done a great effort on the historic preservation, but Beaver Meadow is so great because they've kept the community going.
Yeah.
Very impressive to be able to do that. So
there's, I mean, I'm confused a little bit, and I'm thinking a voter who isn't following all this would not realize that the Root District Game Club was the same thing as the schoolhouse. Do you want to amend?
we could,
Want to amend the thing so that it says parenthesis the schoolhouse, or?
is this on the motion or the warrant?
I'm looking at the warrant, the draft warrant.
Well, that might be when we're talking about approving the warrant. We might want to discuss edits at that point.
Yeah. Change the language.
Or I should say the select board should. I'm still wearing my little.
I'm curious,
Schoolhouse.
are there other, these two seem to have come up at the same time, same year.
Mhm.
Are there other institutions in the town like these that will come up in other years that you're aware of? Or
I think the Grange used to, but believe they might have I believe they went through the developmental review board. They might have a kind of permanent one. And churches, I believe, have a permanent exemption.
Yeah.
But the listers could actually probably answer that question.
We have a request for comment.
You want me to?
Cheryl Lindbergh, I wanted to make a couple comments, but I'll wait. till-
Are you done with me for the time being?
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
So the property
meetings.
is held entitled by,
Well, okay, and this will have to be, it's a quit claim deed. I believe it's held by the Root District Game Club. But if the game club goes out of existence, then the title reverts back to the town of Norwich.
and that would be given,
I'm sorry.
that would be giving the exemption to the game. Who gets that?
Yes,
So the game club should carry this
the game club should.
here.
I am representing the game club. I'm the president of the board of the game club, which is 6 neighbors. So,
That's different than from you're president of both.
okay, well, the game club is the organization that maintains and runs the Root District Schoolhouse. And historically speaking, the Root District Game Club was just, neighborhood guys that like to hunt. And they got a legal agreement back in the 1940s that they made with the school district. Okay, so that they could use the clubhouse, but if they stopped maintaining it or were no longer interested, that quit claim deed would revert to the school district. But we had this change, and it was by a vote. It was by a vote of the town. I forget which year it was, maybe 2013 or something, just to change the arrangement with a new quitclaim deed so that it would revert to the town. So it would become a town asset. Well, it's kind of complicated. Yes?
I just had some, will your organization be open to the public?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's part of the, access under the 501c3. We're always open to the public. We're actually looking for people who'd like to rent the schoolhouse. We've got a big flat screen TV, we've got internet, you can do your pajama parties, you can do poetry readings. So in the spring, summer, and fall, it's a beautiful little space, a hardwood floor and a stage. It's absolutely adorable. So yes,
Yeah.
we welcome use and would like to see more use.
Yeah.
Just no cake parties.
Yes.
Has there been use by the public?
Has there been use?
By the public?
Yes, once we had to we had to replace the basement. We had to install a handicap ramp to provide access. And then we had to get a permit from the fire marshal. So that took, like 10 years to do that. But then, yes, we had a pretty full program of cultural events. We sort of had a Roots and Blooms, which is an art show, and sort of started seedlings and things like that, poetry readings, jazz concerts and so forth. Lately, we've cut back a little bit because we want to find a community group, some community groups that like to use it on a regular basis. So we've had dance, people who teach dance, yoga, meditation, but it hasn't really caught on to the point where it's sustainable. So that's what we're working on now, trying to sustain that.
I just want to point out that we have a meeting with our lawyer at
Right.
7 and we have to be mindful of that.
So I'm personally inclined to continue the tax exemption status. So because these are great town resources, they're open to the public. They serve a real purpose in the community. But we need a motion.
I think there might be one on your sheet, and I might not vote on it because I'm.
So I was looking at the statute. The statute does say that initially it would be for a period not exceeding 10 years, like you said. And then after that, if the town votes. And then after that, the town can do additional periods not exceeding 5 years each.
Okay.
So presumably there's already been 10-year exemptions granted to both of these.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but I think our 10-year one is up.
So now it has to be 5 years.
That's all right.
It's on a 5-year plan and has been since at least 2016.
Yeah. Okay. I entered.
Your agenda does not allow for a motion. It says discussion only.
Oh, okay.
The motion could be when you discuss the.
That's true.
Yes.
Maybe.
So we've gathered enough information, but I think that the public
great.
needs to speak first.
We have to go.
Sorry, is there a question?
We have to go.
Oh, we have to go, yes. All right, thank you. Oh, we have one more question.
I did want to say something. May I?
Yeah, it's just recognizing we're late.
Yes, okay. Cheryl Lindbergh, a couple of thoughts. It would be so much easier if this item had some documentation in the packet, a written request from these organizations, so it's clearer as to who they are. Things change over the years. Secondly, there used to be other exemptions voted that have changed to a permanent non-taxable status, like the Grange recently. With that said, just understand as a group that when we vote an exemption, we're only voting the municipal tax exemption. We cannot exempt the education tax, and therefore the rest of the town will have a local agreement tax rate, which we set each year with the tax rate setting process to raise the education taxes for these voted exempt properties. So just to be clear on that might be helpful information.
Thank you. I think it's also maybe worth noting that if you did go out and get a petition with signatures, it would publicize your efforts so that when people come to vote, they're aware of what it is you're
Well, that's true.
asking. Whether it's necessary or not, might be a good idea.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
You're back.
I'm back. All right, well, I believe we, is town council here?
Yes.
Okay, we need a motion, I believe, to go into executive session. Is someone willing to move that?
I move to find the premature public knowledge of attorney-client communications will place the select board at a substantial disadvantage, including by potentially waiving attorney-client privilege and disclosing confidential information.
I'll second.
Okay. And so, Marcia, how do you vote?
Yes.
Emo?
Yes.
Priscilla?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. And there's a second part to this. You have that motion too, please.
Under one VSA, section 313A1E and F, I move to enter executive session with the town manager and legal counsel.
And the second,
Yep.
is that Priscilla?
Yeah.
Okay. Marcia, how do you vote?
Yes.
Chemo?
Yes.
Priscilla?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. And enter at 7:10. And where shall we meet? Upstairs again?
Yeah, we can meet upstairs. I'm gonna move anyone who is not gonna be in the executive session into the waiting room, and when we come out of executive session, you'll be let back into the meeting.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
I'm thinking I might not have the recording.
All right, so has everyone been readmitted to the meeting?
I need to check whether I hit this pause recording for the executive session at some point here, but we'll do that.
Okay, are we ready to proceed? Okay. Is there a motion?
I moved under public
Well,
session.
hold on.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Okay, let's start again. Kimo.
I moved to enter public session.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Sorry, where's Priscilla?
We've moved to enter public session.
I'm sorry. Let's have Priscilla join us. So Priscilla, we had a motion to enter public session by Kimo. Which was second by Matt.
Of course I'm for it.
Okay, well, we haven't voted yet.
Oh.
Martha, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, Kimo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Matt?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay, so back in public session at 7:51. Okay, and I don't believe we need to take an action at this point based on what we spoke about, so that part is not going to happen. And we'll go on to the fiscal year 27 budget. Any discussion, possible motion. So anyone have some comments about the budget as presented? Or the changes that have happened recently?
I had a question about the
Question?
Emerald Ash Borer appropriation request of $60,000. I'm assuming that that's on there because they collected the required number of signatures,
That
or are we being asked to?
they have as of today. So
Okay.
they have a petition that was filed with the town clerk with approved signatures. So the $60,000 is on the appropriations side.
So it's not up for debate because they got it in before Thursday.
Correct.
It's not up for debate, but it does add to it changes the totals for the budget.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned.
Well, it's an appropriation request. It's not in the budget.
Right.
No, well, no, it's not. It's not in the budget. It's one part of, it increases the appropriations, yeah.
If it should pass, so if it's going to be on the ballot, if it passes, there'll be $60,000 more that needs to be raised in revenue.
From taxes. Yeah.
$60,000 more in the expenditure side of the appropriations.
Right, and Cheryl's correct. It's not in the budget. It's one of the special appropriations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there was a comment in correspondence from Chris Katuki saying, why isn't it in the budget? Which is an interesting point because it's going to be an issue going forward for a few years. So
That's true.
in the future, it should be in the budget, I think.
Right, although I believe he also said, well, what's the actual breakdown of hiring people to do this work? Like,
Well, there's a lot to do. but-
before I think we'd want to take it on, there's a lot of information that would be helpful to come out of the committee as to actual costs, I think, before we take that on. It also may be that, we managed to cut them all down. Don't go back that quick. There might be a endpoint to this of just the safety part for the roads and so forth. Maybe it may be possible to stabilize the situation, so it's not year after year after year, but we'll see.
Well, it sounds like there are a lot of trees and also there's the issue that, I know this isn't really what we're discussing right now, but getting land, how do you deal with the landowners who have a tree that's
Right,
on their property, not the right of way, but fall into the
it
road?
falls into the
Yeah.
road, that's true. That's probably more where we would be, that would be a policy thing. I think that more than budgeting, that would be important in a way.
There's probably some law about that.
We wouldn't have to.
Right.
Ordinance.
Okay, as far as the budget presentation, are there any other questions?
I had one question. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
go
if this is a
ahead.
budget or something else, but on page 56 of 86. I was just curious, we have total taxes receivable of $10,780,000. And I just wondered how that,
What's the breakdown of taxes? Like what is property tax and what is other?
I guess so, yeah, it's a huge number. I mean, it's almost twice our annual tax.
Maybe
Total
Brandon would
tax.
like to speak to
Well,
that.
why don't we wait until we get to the financial reports, which is
Okay.
what I think you're referring
Yeah.
to. This is not related,
I'm getting ahead.
it's not related to the budget.
Speaking of close memory,
So what we're looking for just tonight is to approve the budget as it's been presented tonight. And then this will go into the article and we'll have a discussion about the articles tonight and then a vote on the articles on the 21st.
Want to make sure there are no last minute questions. When we decide.
I did have one, for the town manager. Is there anything in this that you think we ought to be paying attention to? That,
After 3 months of doing the budget, I think we've covered everything pretty well. I think it's, again, we're looking at a little over 2% of an increase at this point from last year. I think everybody did a really good job of holding things down as much as we could, and I think it's a good budget.
thanks. That was my.
You guys ready to move or you want to think a little bit?
Right. Looked at it pretty carefully.
We have public comment first or after we vote?
I think, I don't see any hands up.
Okay.
So I don't think there's nobody to call on.
All right, that's even better.
I moved to accept.
We're waiting for you to.
Okay, so Timo just moved to accept the budget as presented. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, we're gonna vote. Marcia, how do you vote?
I've already made my comments about it. I vote yes.
Okay. Timo?
Yes.
Ella?
Yep.
Matt?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. So that piece is done. Okay, now, next we have our review of the town warrant articles draft, and I believe a newest draft came out today.
Yes.
Okay, I do have that up-to-date one.
I believe I
We
printed the
get
correct one.
farther
Is there an
down
indication?
to the bottom of this.
We'll leave it. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Because I think it had this in it.
Yes.
So I had a question for the very end, which you might want to deal with at the end of our discussion, but just setting the dates for when taxes are due,
Mhm.
and how we do that.
So actually, Barry and I had some conversation about this over the last day or two. So we have two dates to propose.
Okay.
August 27th is the first, which is a Thursday instead of a Friday, which is going to be easier for the finance office. And it's also not on a payroll week. And then February 18th, which is also a Thursday, would be the second installment.
Okay.
What was the first date?
It's 27th.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Regarding that, this past year, I don't expect this to happen again, but I suppose it could. This past year, we had a date on which taxes were due, which we did not meet. So
because
it
of the
got delayed
reappraisal.
because of the reappraisal, but there's no language in here that allows for any adjustment. Does it
I
matter?
don't think the reappraisal was sort of an extraordinary circumstance and we
Yeah,
had to,
so.
you know, we had to deal with that, but
Yeah.
no, these would be fixed. Or
And
if I know,
that seems fine.
yeah, it seems
Okay.
like,
It's just a question.
I think they're a little later than they've been historically, but I think that that still works for the school district, correct? Brennan?
We're collecting them in August
Payments and
now.
so forth.
I think at some points they were in September, if I understand the history, or no,
Used to be.
years ago.
It used to be, right, the bills went out.
Late August seems to work with all of the process that has to happen
It's
with
used about 3 or 4 years.
the
ago.
grand list. Yeah.
Okay,
So I think it makes sense.
so is it fair to say we've sorted out the very end here, Article 28? Okay, maybe we'll go back to the beginning.
Oh, wait, there's one more date in
Oh,
Article
yes,
28.
there is. You're right. The delinquent tax.
Delinquent taxes.
Do you have a date for that, Brennan?
I think that's after February 18th as
So
well.
like,
That's the
So
second.
that would make sense after
Yeah.
that second collection date. Okay. Okay, so that one is done.
if we're moving backwards, we already discussed Article 27.
Anyway, like going backwards. Oops,
I have comments on those two articles.
on 27.
If we're moving backwards.
I think we should,
I don't go forward.
I think we should start at Article
Okay.
1.
All right, we'll go in order.
Read it backwards too.
I've lost track.
Okay, so now we're going to switch back just to the start of the warrant.
Yep.
And just look it over and see if there's anything that needs discussion. Anything in Article 1 that pops out as needing amendment? Oh, I'm sorry, Cheryl.
No, that's okay. Yeah. So this is new, right? This is a new.
A new way.
One came out
presenting
today.
this.
No, this is a new article. I've never seen this one before.
It's now in conformity with best practice.
Okay. So to this first article, which is new to our warrant, I just was, I don't know that it's relevant, but in the town of Norwich, when we elect the town treasurer, we also elect that
Town and school district treasurer.
school district treasurer.
Oh,
They are not separately elected positions, so I didn't know if that would be helpful to clarify that. So the town treasurer, who also serves as the Norwich School District Treasurer. Okay.
good. That was good to catch that edit. Any other?
So I'm trying to be clear. So the town treasurer and the town school treasurer,
The school
the
district
Norwich
treasurer,
are both the same person always.
I believe that's what Cheryl's saying.
The
right?
statute says that the town treasurer will serve as
As
a
a school-
school district treasurer as well, unless separately elected.
Okay,
And we've never done that
Okay,
for 30 some odd years.
okay, so we have a tradition there.
Oh,
All right.
I'm not the school district clerk.
that's right.
so how do we want to reword that?
You could just say
It just
town
says town
and
school district.
Norwich School
Town.
District Treasurer.
It's done.
Oh, you got it.
What would the final wording be? Like
Town and school district.
town and
treasurer
school
for 3
district, that
years.
makes sense.
Um,
Okay, that's a simple edit. Any comments about any of the other positions that would be elected or their terms? Not seeing any,
Sorry.
yes.
One more note. We have 2 Dresden Norwich School Director positions coming up this year, and I'm in conversation with the Secretary of State's office about whether I can list those as one where you choose 2.
I see one
Because there's
box
no
where you choose.
distinction between those 2
Yes.
seats.
Yeah.
They're identical seats.
Okay, so that might be,
So I think it's going to be Dresden Norwich School Director for 3 years, vote for not more than 2,
yes,
with 2 candidates or 3
vote
candidates.
for not more than 2, okay. I think we've had that for other decisions too, haven't we?
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Okay. Oh, the cemetery commissioner, was that the one that? Was it a vacancy that didn't make it on this?
No, I think
What, oh, this has to be voted. What was the issue with the cemetery commission?
I'll try. Lily.
try?
So there's an empty seat that is going to be voted on.
Oh, okay.
It's on the ballot. There's also an appointment for an unexpired term that will be taken up by the Cemetery Commission following the election.
Okay.
Following the election. Oh. Not
Due
doing
to
it.
the timing of the resignation, as I understand it.
Oh,
Okay,
And they have the ability to appoint their own.
right.
commissioners.
In fact, that's what they should do. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I don't see anything else to correct. What do you guys think? Good? All right, so we go to Article 2. We need a number there.
$6,855,000.
Say it real slow.
I think it's in various notes.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
$6,855,322.
Why can't I find that now?
One more time.
Yeah, do it slow again.
Huh?
68551.
6,855,322.
322.
Okay. Okay, I've got a number there, Article 3. Oops.
The
Yes,
submitted petition for Article 3 contains slightly different language than what's on that draft. Can I read it to you?
yes.
Okay. Shall the town of Norwich appropriate $60,000 to Fund 52, the Emerald Ash Borer Response Fund, to remove ash trees along Norwich public roads due to dangerous effects of the widespread EAB infestation?
Okay, say the edited part again, like we got rid of the mitigate effects.
So
part.
after Emerald Ash Borer Response Fund, it
Remove.
says to remove ash trees
Mhm.
along Norwich public roads due to dangerous effects of the widespread EAB infestation. That is different
but where's your language coming from?
from your petition. So this is the language we have to use.
Aha.
And that's, I think, very informative language for people who haven't
Yeah.
thought about it or heard about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lily, I'm sorry, and I'm sure 10 people got this, the last part of that after widespread, that's the only thing
Language is the language I suggest we use.
That suggests the 60,000 can only be used to cut trees, can't be used for any related.
Well, I think that's true as last year's appropriation as well, right?
I think so. I
100,000
want to make
last year.
clear.
Yeah. We had made it more open to what that one could be used for in the previous language than what they've done here in their petition. But
Okay, so
I agree
you're
with
saying-
Lily that we
last-
have to use this. This is
Okay, so
non-debatable.
last year it was not.
It didn't say we were going to cut down trees along the roadways. It just said we were going to mitigate the effects of the. emerald
Okay,
ash.
so this is much more specific.
Specific.
So we were trying some mitigation. Do we need to think about some money for mitigation? We could.
Well, mitigation is not a very specific term.
Right, that's the point.
Well, mitigation could be maybe, I don't know, getting estimates.
Were they doing some inoculations?
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
inoculations, that's true.
Oh,
Well, the way this is written, the funding would be hard pressed to be used for that because it's saying it's to cut them down.
That's
But
what
the
I'm
original-
suggesting. Maybe we want-
But the original reserve fund could be, is defined, might be defined more broadly, right? Because that's when it was just.
Yeah,
It is.
I think we're fine.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna-
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not
gonna
confused.
worry about it too much.
Yeah.
I think this language is clear. I'm not clear what has been done so far. And I think they might be behind schedule on some of the, proposed cutting down the trees that they had for this year, because they kind of.
Well, they did
They
put
are.
that in their minutes. that
Yeah.
Because of the weather and discussions with the highway crew, they're gonna wait until we're
And
kind of through.
they did say that, but I'm thinking at some point, maybe in July, I think we need to have kind of an evaluation of how this is going. And will they roll the 60,000 in with whatever's left from the 100,000 to cut tree? I think we need to know more about what's actually done at some point. And so
I think that the questions that Chris raised in his.
Chris
email-
Katucki,
Yes,
yeah.
sorry, Chris Katucki raised in his email to us are all, worthy of answers. In addition to
Mhm.
more questions that will probably pop up.
Yeah.
Because I would like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable that this appropriation, kind of sidestep debate as far as what is like our overall budget needs and wants.
Right,
But it is what it is.
okay. Marcia, I'll get to you, Cheryl, hang on.
So I didn't get anything from Chris. I don't know.
It's in
It was at the
packet.
end of the packet. There was an
It was in
email.
Correspondence.
Sorry.
Thank you. So my concern is, do we still have money that could still be used for mitigation, which would include an inoculation?
Yes,
Which, okay.
we haven't really spent any of this money yet.
Well, they did have a separate fundraising thing specifically for inoculation.
Yeah, I don't.
And was that for trees that weren't on the public, they were, I forget, wasn't there a special
They were on public
circumstance?
property.
Okay.
I think it would be a great idea before the vote, we could invite the Emerald Ash Borer Subcommittee Chair and Chris Rimmer and Doug Hardy. I'm sure would be happy to come in and talk about what they've done so far, what the plan is for the next 5 months, what the plan is.
Put as an agenda item.
Yeah, like
So
invite
that
them
could
to,
really hold forth.
I think that would be helpful to the public
I
before
think
they
it
vote
would be
on it.
helpful for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put that in the. Carol.
Yeah, Cheryl Lindbergh, just a couple thoughts. I was going to ask, so there already is money that was put into a fund previously, right? So this would be adding to it. And then there's the private fundraising that's going on. Does anybody have a report on that?
I don't think it's still going on. I think that was a one-time trying to raise some money to do the inoculations that have occurred.
Right, which is not on the town books, but was going to be used for town purposes. So is there any communication about that money? And
Well, I know you had some concerns about
do.
this initially. It's a separate topic, I think, from what.
No, but
Right now.
I was looking for dollars because again, if there's that money and then we're now getting asked to put in this
As
amount.
I suggest.
Yeah.
For right now, what we're talking about on the agenda is the warrant article. I think this is a whole other discussion about Emerald Ash Borer process.
But we could bring up Cheryl's question if we have an agenda, because I think that's a legitimate question.
I don't say it's not. I don't know that this is the format for it.
So, and so this was a petition article? And they haven't discussed with the select board previously the need for this money and what its plan is to make it 60,000?
I think they have presented that in there, that what they've written in the, which is available in the.
In their minutes and things.
Yeah,
Well, they wouldn't have to anyway.
but they aren't sure how much it's going to cost yet.
Yeah, I think
They do know that they need to request to spend it once it's in the fund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the inoculation, in my understanding, is that is a private thing. That's outside of this. It's a separate effort. It's for private landowners, not for, they're not trying to save trees that are in the right of way. Is that consistent?
That is correct.
okay, well, I think that we've got the proper language for Article 3. Let's see. I'll probably just read carefully, but most of these should be okay. So we have our advanced transit article.
I
Yes,
just note that the only two that increased are the cemetery commission and the library.
the library and the cemetery. So everything else is the same amount and would be have the right to be on there.
Not aware of any other specific.
Okay, so the cemetery is an increase in the library. Where's the library?
Yes.
The library is number 15. 15, okay. And those are by petition also, right? So they are what they are.
With a number.
By petition, meaning they require the signatures.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Is there anything on here that doesn't? require a signature?
The wrong number.
Well, what about?
I think if the amount stays the same, I don't think you have to petition.
Oh, it just.
Correct.
Oh,
So all these just roll over. Yeah, and it's a lot.
It is a
They're
lot.
very worthwhile things, but it does add up to quite a hefty sum.
Yes, it does.
But when we get down to Articles 26 and 27, they're not talking specific dollar amounts. Those are the two schoolhouse things. And I think that somebody out there in the public wanted to talk about that.
Okay, well.
Over there.
Is there a way of determining which of these are rolling over and which of these have?
Well, as Lily said, the only increases were to the cemetery commission, which is Article 5, and then the Norwich Library, which is Article 15. So every other one,
Advanced transit?
Just look for the language voters appropriate.
And have they asked us to roll it over? Or is it just rolled over?
no, that's just our
Standard?
precedent.
Ooh.
We do ask them. Miranda spends a fair amount of time.
Oh, you mean,
months
oh,
ago.
I see what you mean. So
We're asking them
Right.
if they are gonna increase their amounts.
They have to make a
They
decision.
have to petition. If they are not, we confirm that
Okay, but
they are
there's
still
no,
interested in.
thank you for clarifying.
Once on the list, you're just automatically on the list. You don't have to ask townspeople to support
You have to check in, right? I mean, you are approached and you have to say, yes, we would appreciate the same support we had last time, or.
Well, you're approached by maybe the town manager.
Most of these, if I recall, in prior informational meetings, come to the informational meeting and explain to the voters the night before what
Right.
they're asking for, what they do. So that's.
Yeah,
that's
some
their-
do, some don't. I hate the ones who don't.
I want to get on this
What is
list.
the library number?
The library.
395,535.
Oh, so that's already on this.
It's on this, on the one that came out this afternoon. Yeah.
Are we going down one at a time or just?
Well,
Informally?
I don't know that we need
We
to.
probably don't need to.
At this venue. So I think the process here would be that Lily or the town manager's office or both will make any changes to what we're got. We'll have a final draft of this that will be in the packet, which we'll have to get out probably either Friday or Tuesday morning for the 21st special meeting, at which point you'll have a chance to look at everything again. And that's when we would vote to set the warrant.
So here we're kind of doing final edits.
Yeah, anything that looks weird that we've caught, we'll edit. I think I've looked at this a couple times and it looks good to me.
Purely informationally, the 395,000 going to Norwich Public Library, do we know how much of their budget that covers? Roughly.
Just Fundraising, but I think
They don't have to report back to us as a town, I don't think.
Well, I think didn't they used to have their budget in the town report?
Remember?
Is that the majority of their budget?
They do some fundraising. I think they might do maybe 100,000 or something. Don't they have fundraising?
They do have
There
fundraising.
might be an answer.
Oh,
yeah, Trish.
Oh, look at that. Tricia knows. Would you like to do this or any other questions?
Just I'm the treasurer for the library board, so
Okay.
happy to answer.
Perfect.
The town appropriation is about 70, in FY 27 projected at 74% of the revenue.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. The hand next to a phone number, is that Barry?
This is Barry.
Okay. Barry, hand up. Would you like to speak, Barry?
Yeah, yes, for Article 5, I thought the amount was 32,000,
Yes.
not
It is.
20,
That's
not 25.
that's out. Yeah, 32,000.
That changed this afternoon.
Oh,
That was the
okay,
one that- Yes, that's the one that went up, and the most recent copy that was sent out said 32.
The 32 is in the
okay,
budget. We're all good.
great, thank you.
Yeah, it was very last minute, so it'll be in the next packet.
This is why it's confusing.
Okay. Yeah, great.
So, but as we're rolling along here then,
I think we're going to discuss 26 and 27. because Those were not done by petition. That's up.
Right, so, there probably could be a more graceful process for those. speaking as somebody who represents a schoolhouse, but I don't know what. I don't know what would have made that more graceful. Maybe Lily could speak to that or more transparent. One thing is documentation. I did hear that tonight.
Yeah, it's just a written.
I'm Lily Tryman, Town Clerk. So I was not sure what happened with these voted exempt properties, not having been here 5 years ago. So I reached out to the Vermont Municipal Clerks and Treasurers Association via their listserv. I reached out to the Secretary of State's office to figure out if there was some sort of process that should be followed. And the Secretary of State's office told me that in this particular instance, there's not a statute that really applies to this. And it varies town by town. The feedback from the listserv is that some towns have these organizations petition every 5 years. Other towns have them do a presentation before the select board, and other towns just roll it over without talking to anybody, sort of like we roll over the social services requests, just touching base with the nonprofit and going forward. It would be very helpful, I think, in the future, just so that there's institutional knowledge to have some sort of process for how this is done, whether that's something that's done through the town manager's office, like Miranda does the social services requests, or, just notifying these organizations that they have to go through and fill out a petition again. But it seems to be entirely up to you guys, how you want to interpret this. And if you want to say, no, just roll it over, then it's a no, just roll it over. And I will make a note of that for 2031.
Someone's got to remember.
I don't remember any parts. Interesting. I certainly didn't remember.
The requirements to be open to the public and so on are part of the 501c.
Three
or four.
You don't have to state that here, that we don't have to apply qualifications here in order to ensure that the public is welcome.
Right. If it went before the BCA, then there would need to be qualifications that would be met for it to be voted tax exempt.
So,
Well, it starts with the listers. Yes, they can apply to the listers for exemption, and that would wipe out education and municipal. And if we were to grant that, that would go to the state for review and feedback. If we don't grant it, they can appeal to the BCA, in which case BCA could grant it if they chose to do that.
Which is what they did with the collaborative.
which is what they did with what?
University Grange.
Collaborative, yeah.
The cooperative, yeah. Okay.
It also, given the mix up between the chapel and the schoolhouse, be good to put a parcel number
Right.
in each of those requests so that we know actually what it's associated with in the
So
town.
they don't have separate parcel numbers because they're on the,
They should have separate parcel numbers.
Separate parcel numbers. Churches are automatically exempt,
right,
but the schoolhouses are not automatically exempt.
true.
And they are two separate parcels. They have their own parcel ID.
I'm also unclear as to whether we need to have the name, the official name of the 501c3 or the 501c4 or
Right.
what. So I feel like these could be wordsmithed a little to make them clearer and more accurate.
Okay, I would suggest an edit to that point for the Root District Game Club. I would add Inc.
Okay.
because it is a 501c3. It's also a state corporation. And I think Inc. would, excuse me, give an inkling. Sorry, terrible. Well, it might clarify it a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Beaver Meadow, I believe, Lindsay was saying, they don't have they have a 501c4.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't.
Yes, 501c4.
I don't know if it's relevant to put that. here.
So, Mary, the game club still exists.
Yes, it's just, we're not hunting anymore, but yes.
It's almost like you're giving exemption to the Root District Game Club doing business as the Root.
Or the school doing business as the game club, you mean?
But the exemption is for the property, not for the owner.
But they own the property.
Well, is that a lister question, maybe? Are we asking for an
My
exemption?
suggestion is to go to the Secretary of State's office, listings of all registered businesses, and find out what is the name.
I know that, that's Root District Game Club, Inc.
Okay.
But it's the property owner, right? Gets the exemption?
Right.
So this, the game club is the owner and under that quit claim deed.
It is the owner and it's the use of the owner that is being exempted. They have to be
use of
a
the
use
owner.
that qualifies.
Well, that's if you're asking for the listers to. You can go to the voters, anybody can go to the voters, and say, I want my property exempted. Just have to get it on the ballot, right?
So does the game club actually use it?
And the public uses the building. Would it be more clear granted to the root district game club for the maintenance of the root district schoolhouse, if that's not?
Complicated.
No, it is
It
complicated.
shouldn't be complicated.
If they own the property and that's on the quitclaim deed. And are they a charitable organization?
Yes, we're 501c3.
No, the root district.
Game Club
District Game Club
Inc.
is a 501c3 entity.
Okay.
And also we're the, I guess, owners for use. Is that how you put it, Pam? Under the quitclaim deed. I mean, it's not a, you know, if the game club stopped maintaining or being involved with the schoolhouse, the ownership would revert back to the town. And the way it was originally written, it would revert back to the school district. But then we, by a vote of the town, had that changed. So that's the relationship.
So as long as the root district is a charitable organization,
Yes,
they can let anybody and his brother who happens to be a charitable organization or not use it.
it's open to the public. We
Right.
cannot restrict it.
So I think
In fact, we
we're
want
giving
people
it
to use it.
We're giving it to the root district, so I don't see that this is wrong.
I think it's correct. It's just confusing how it's written.
Except you need to put ink to get.
Oh, yeah, ink. I would add ink. I think that would be an important edit. Go ahead, Kimo.
Well, I think for the voters, the simpler the better and the more recognizable. And everybody knows the root district schoolhouse. They
Right.
don't know who the root district game club is necessarily. So if you said user of the root
But
district schoolhouse.
I think you have to do it. That's about the,
does the root schoolhouse pay taxes?
no, we have an exemption.
Right, but you don't own
All
the
right.
property.
Well, the club owns it under that deed, right?
Right, so it's,
And
this
besides
is
the
written
exemption.
properly.
I believe it is written properly.
Okay,
Maybe somebody should get up and explain it at town
Okay.
information meeting.
yeah.
Yeah, and I could also, I could do that, or I could see if one of the other members wanted to. Now, are we okay with 26, sort of?
Yeah.
Okay, 27 though,
Marion,
yes,
could we add parcel numbers into 20?
yeah, that would be
6 and
great,
27.
actually, add the parcel numbers.
I will provide that too.
Okay,
That would be an excellent idea.
Okay, why don't you provide it?
Okay, for both situations. So, is Article 27 correct the way it is written?
No, it's
Because
the,
it has the,
it's not the
Pure
chapel.
Union Chapel.
It's not. Lindsay Putnam said it was the schoolhouse.
It's updated in the most recent version that I sent out. So it says
Yeah.
Beaver Meadow.
Not today's
That was not this afternoon.
It's not edited out. I caught that too.
Okay.
So that
Beaver
needs
Meadow
to be
Schoolhouse Association.
Beaver Meadow.
Oh,
Is that their full, that is their full name?
Say again?
Beaver Meadow, I'm asking the question. Beaver Meadow Schoolhouse Association is the name of the property owner. Okay.
But we will verify that, and make sure the link has the correct. information.
Excellent.
In addition to the parcel number.
Yes.
That's what we have in our records.
All right, well,
Done.
we might be done with our editing. Looks like we're done. Yay.
and next week, are we gonna see the one from the school board or?
Let's see, the school board one, they have to edit theirs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all supposed to sign the same thing, it looks like. Yeah, it just says school board article to follow.
Okay, so I need to get my head straight. So our special meeting next week is to sign off on the full warrant, I believe, right?
Well, I guess that's gonna be dependent on the school board getting us there. I mean, all we can do
We
at
can
the
sign
town
off on
level,
ours anyway. That's
we
all.
can approve up to 28, right? And then
Right.
Okay,
school board will get added.
all right, we can do our bit.
I believe they were getting their numbers done
Your budget
By
meeting was
tomorrow.
last week, so.
Yeah, I think they said they were gonna be done by the 15th.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, well, I think we can move on. And setting the date for the 2026 informational meeting. When?
The dates. It
So
says-
So town meeting, the actual meeting is March 3rd, right?
Well, that's it's a
Part of-
2-day meeting officially, right?
So March 2nd in the motion sheet,
Yes.
we took the liberty of looking at the calendar. And March
Sorry,
2nd
Lily.
is
Information.
the Monday before the Tuesday.
Okay, so that's going traditional.
That's historically when this has been done.
Okay, well, that sounds.
We want to have it on Sunday.
Kind of explored the idea of making it earlier and, making it on a Saturday, and we went all through that, but I think
Shall I move it?
I think so.
I move to schedule the 2026 informational meeting, 7:00 PM on March 2nd, 2026.
Second.
Okay,
Discussion.
yes, go ahead.
I'll lodge my usual objections to this because Monday night is a terrible night to hold a meeting, especially as late as 7 PM. And especially when I would invite all of you to stay afterwards and help me set up the gym for voting, which has to happen at 7 AM the next morning. As usual, you are allowed to hold this meeting in any of the 30 days leading up to town meeting. So you can have it anytime from February 2nd, 1st on to March 2nd. And the Monday night right before is a hard time for older people who don't want to drive at night, people who have voted early, which absentee ballots have to be available February 11th. We usually get about a quarter of our voters voting absentee. And again, Ben has to stay late and get the gym all set up for voting, which takes a few hours after you guys are finally done. So,
And we also
Do you have a
need to-
recommendation?
oh, so
We
many.
have to have a town warrant as well for that.
That has to be out by February 22nd. So any date after February 22nd and before March 2nd. But I know this has a lot of moving pieces. I continue to try and
I would urge us to look at this again next year, earlier than this meeting, and talk about this back in the fall when we can plan accordingly if we did want to do it on a weekend or on a date earlier than the Monday before.
it's a holdover from when we were a floor vote town, and then we moved to Australian ballot, but for some reason we kept the language of the floor vote warning, which made it sound very complicated, and it's not. We can hold our informational hearing, which is your meeting, moderator's optional, but VLCT seems to think moderator's a good idea.
And we do have to hold it with the school district too, though, the meeting.
You do.
Yeah.
And you're bringing this up, so I mean,
I brought this up for 3 years in a row now.
but what would be a better evening than a Monday?
I would recommend the weekend before in the afternoon.
Like Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon at 3 PM when people are around, it's light out. And the biggest complaint I've heard, I know basketball, the biggest complaint I've heard is that when you do it Monday night, nobody even has time to go back and watch the video of it. So if you can't attend and you can't listen in that night, you have to go to work the next morning. And when are you going to actually take the 2 hours to listen to the budget presentations and understand what you're voting on?
Yeah, it's almost a relic.
It is definitely a relic of when we were a floor vote town and we all got together and discussed everything in person. Or the 20 or 30 guys who were free and didn't have to do bedtime, they got together.
Do other towns do it the way you're suggesting?
Yes. I can take a survey and let you know.
On Saturday
I'll come back to you with data,
Sure.
but I would aim for like September. We could talk about this.
All right, for tonight, shall we move on here? Ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay, so Marcia, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, chemo,
Yes.
Hello?
No.
Okay. Matt,
Yes.
and I'm a yes, but I don't think Lily makes valid points, but reorganizing it at this point, I think might be a bit much. Okay.
Before I moved here many years ago, I lived in a town in Massachusetts about this size, and we did have an actual town meeting in the school gym. And it was always on a Saturday, but it actually started in the morning. And the high school kids provided babysitting for the children, and various groups would provide food that you know, pay
Have
for
lunch.
to have your lunch, and you had lunch, and we went through the whole thing on a Saturday. I mean, it wasn't the entire town, because not everybody could show up, but it
Right.
was lively, and things were amended on the floor, but it was a Saturday, and we had pretty good turnout. I mean, not everybody can get to Saturday. Not everybody can get to Monday night. I think a Saturday would be a really good idea.
Okay. Thank you for voting, but yes, there's still a lot debated on that subject. Okay, so next up is November financial. I'm sorry, we did vote. Yes, it was 4-1. 4 yes, Priscilla voted no. Yep. So our next item is the November financial reports, and I think Kimo, you had a question?
Yeah, just,
56 or whatever it
yeah,
was?
yeah, page 50.
Or 56.
Yeah, 56. Yeah, just why our receivables are over $10 million. What does that
Barry
correspond?
Rosalinda, I
Barry
think that's my
has
answer to
her
that.
hand up on that one. Barry, would you like to respond to Kimo's question?
I'm on the old numbers.
Sure, it includes the school tax, not just the municipal tax, because we collect on behalf of the school and then pay the school. That's why it's so high. Because it's the second installment, and it includes the municipal tax and the school tax.
Okay. Thank.
Okay, let me get back.
What is the total tax that is paid by the town?
Like school and municipal?
School and municipal.
I'd have to look at the tax
Roughly.
book report. Oh, I think it was like 22,
That
maybe
high?
22.9. Yeah.
Okay. Good, thanks. Answers the question.
Yep.
I didn't think
Sure,
it was a
you're
difficult
welcome.
one.
That's a good question. Any other?
Yeah.
Priscilla?
At the very beginning on the revenue stuff, I'm just puzzled that we seem to have collected almost 100% of the property taxes we think we're going to collect. I'm just not understanding what just happened, but we seem to have collected most of the property taxes, and yet we have another payment due in February. So I'm just puzzled.
Huh.
If we look at property tax revenues.
I cannot explain that. Who piped up there? Is it
Our town treasurer.
Would you like to speak to that? I don't think Barry is. No, she's.
Certainly. So when taxes are billed,
She did put her hand up, but why don't you
Okay.
say, and then.
yeah, when taxes are billed, you do a debit to a receivable and a credit to revenue. As you collect them, you remove the receivable and you put it in cash. So you're recording the year at the time you bill.
Oh,
The liability of everybody out here is done. So the receivable of all the taxes, simple debit and a credit. I mean, there may be more to that, but that's a simplistic enough answer. So now you sit with a receivable that gets reduced every time somebody pays.
Okay, so
Okay,
the
just-
budget balance then would be,
Also, just let's let Barry respond to that as well. Barry, did you want to add to what our treasurer said?
Yeah, Cheryl's exactly right. Nemrick will, the technical piece of it is that when you produce the tax bills, Nemrick posts money to town revenue, all of it. And then the finance office has to go in and make the adjusting entry to pull the portion out that goes to the Windsor County, to pull the portion out that goes to voter exempt, and to pull the portion out that goes for the school tax. So it's just the way the software works. So as soon as the tax bills are produced, it becomes revenue.
Okay, other questions?
Yeah, so why wouldn't the budget balance be zero?
But
They offset,
where are
right?
you looking?
Well, right now I'm looking, I guess, on page 28 at the top. Property tax, budget 5692, actual 5621, balance 70,000,
That's where I was.
98.76 is accounted for. And we're only,
I'm still trying to get to that page. I'm sorry.
it's page 1 of 2.
I sent out half the.
So if I may, so in the past, when
Budgets.
you have technical questions, it's very difficult to try to react to those on the fly in meetings. So we had set up a policy where these would be asked and then answered at the next meeting. So that, again, if this isn't an easy one to answer, I think that's the correct policy here. So we're not scrambling around trying to understand things, or to send the questions in before the meeting so that we have time to research and answer the question.
Okay. So Barry still has her hand
So
up,
we're
but
we're
should we-
dropping the answer.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the top of page 28, if you're interested.
Well, let's just ask Barry. Barry, did you find it?
the top of 28, you saying?
In our
Is
packet.
that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Current year page. Yeah.
Take a quick look and otherwise we'll,
Yeah.
I think, move on.
I'll have an answer for you. I mean, some of it, you have to
Well, yeah,
remember that number changes.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Barry. Okay, I think we'll move on from the financial reports and to the minutes. Are there any amendments proposed or edits to the minutes?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
It just maybe, this isn't the way I remembered it. What page of the minutes? Because I print the packet and then the rest of it comes out and there's all my page numbers are just no good. But this is under number 5, I guess.
Okay.
Which is a little bit above item 6. We're talking about tasers. The police chief explained that there are times when more than 2 officers are on duty and that a taser is supposed to be part of an officer's wearable equipment. I thought the argument was that there weren't 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were not 2. In fact,
Yeah.
usually it's one.
So that's what I thought.
I think that's a worthwhile edit.
Wait, but I thought it was basically like someone asked why you would need more than say like 2 or 3 tasers.
Oh.
And that he was saying there are times when like with, I don't know, the crowd or whatever else, you do end up having 3 or 4 officers, and that a taser is supposed to be like 1 per person because it's like their ID badge almost of like, if you release it, it's somehow connected to that person. So even if you have like, oh, yeah, there are more than 2 officers, but maybe I misinterpreted that.
Could I hear the language of it again? Could you read it, Priscilla?
The police chief explained that there are times when more than 2 officers are on duty and that a taser is supposed to be part of an officer's wearable equipment.
So those, I guess, are like 2 separate
I think-
pathways that should be connected.
I think it's important to read the part right before.
The context of that is, I think, exactly as Jenny explained.
Yeah, so I asked the question. Sweat asked if the town could get 2 units instead of 4 or 5 units.
Yep.
It being 2 tasers versus 4 or 5 tasers.
Right.
I was trying to ask if we could reduce the amount of money that we spent on it and still have, every officer who's on duty at the time, equipped with a taser. And the response was that there are times when more than 1 or 2 officers are on duty at one time. An example would be at the the nativity scene night where they had 3 or 4 people on. And so in which case you'd want to have 3 or 4, enough tasers to go around for whoever's on
For
duty.
everybody. Okay. So I think possibly could stand.
I think it's correct.
Yeah.
It's right.
Okay, all right. Any other amendments? Okay, may I have a motion?
Move to approve the minutes for December 17, 2025 as presented.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Last chance. Seeing none, then we'll vote. Marcia, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ema?
Yes.
Stella?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. That's cleared out. Now we have our AP warrants. Someone can read the AP warrants, please.
I move to approve AP warrant number 1437 in the amount of $134,200.18 to be paid from the general fund, and AP warrant number 1438 in the amount of $3,504.87 to be paid from the general fund.
The second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? So,
On page 3 of the first long warrant. We usually bunch, we get bills from one outfit and we usually just put them all in one
cluster
bill.
them
Yeah.
together.
I don't know, maybe something happened that day, but we've got all these bills, all these checks to Green Mountain Power, like 7 separate checks.
I think there generally are listed that way.
But no, because usually things are clumped. I mean, I've looked at other things and it's like, oh, all these payments to Green Mountain Power, they would be listed separately because they were separate invoices, but there'd be one check number. I'm just looking at the check numbers.
Might be little separate meters, I would think.
I don't know, just.
Barry has her hand up.
Barry, can you explain the GMP?
Yeah, and Green Mountain Power used to be treated as one vendor and one check was sent and it paid several bills. And then Green Mountain Power bills got messed up. I can't find a better word at this moment. So we had to go through each account and get them straightened out because payments were misapplied. It was pretty messy, and it took a lot of time and effort. So we have a vendor account for every electric account we have because it helps keep the bills paid and keeps it straight. I know it's a lot of checks, but we really ran into quite a problem with it. So that was the solution we came up with.
Thank you.
That's good to know.
Yeah, that's good to know.
I love being able to see these.
I just make one comment. This is just a comment. I noticed, dear legal firm, they are really slow billing. I mean, they sent us an invoice December 17th for work that they've been doing through like the end of October. I don't know.
That's not our problem.
That's not our problem. It's just hard to keep track of where we are
Oh, I see what you mean.
on their
Year to date.
bills
Yeah,
because
that's true.
although law firms are notorious for being bad about billing.
Suppose my snowplow man's. Suppose my snowplow man.
Okay, well, let's vote on this. Okay. Marcia, how do you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so
I had one more question.
okay,
Sorry. On the short warrant.
short one, yeah.
Yeah. These are all payments for, to Health Equity Inc. And I'm just curious. The top one says the account is health insurance and the other ones all say HRA liability. Is there a distinction in these? I don't know.
Yes. Barry, on that one, so this has to do with health accounts,
Health Equity, yeah, it's on the second warrant, the little short one.
and what's the question
Yeah,
again? What's the distinction of the listings?
Well, the first one, it says the account is health insurance and all the other ones, it says HRA liability. And I don't know if there's some reason for that.
I'm
Kate,
trying to
would
get
you-
to it. Hold on.
Okay, okay.
Hold on. So I can, without seeing it in front of me, I can tell you that those are on there because they are what we call a manual direct pay. The money comes directly out of the bank account. And the HRA is for the health reimbursement account. Sorry, I was past you. I was on the FYI one. I'm trying to get back to it. So I see them all saying Health Equity Inc. I guess
Yes,
I'm
they
missing.
do, but
I
it's-
see where
I
it says help.
The account,
That's just a comment. Well, it isn't just a comment, is it?
They're
It
coded
looks like
differently.
yeah, it looks like that might have been misclassified. So that's just an easy journal entry to correct, but I want to look at it first
okay,
to make
Okay.
sure.
And-
thank you.
All right, thank you, Barry. Priscilla, are you ready to
Yeah.
vote now?
Yes.
Okay, are you voting yes?
Well, yes on the other one, but no on the short one. But that's not how the warrant, or, I mean, that's not how the motion.
Well, how do you feel about either all yes or all no?
Well, until this is corrected, no, I can't vote.
Okay, so we'll put you down as a no. That's okay. You have some reservations. Matt, how would you like to vote?
Explain to me how this, as long as it's going to be corrected. If there's an error.
Okay, well,
It's gonna be corrected. She said it was.
all right, let's back up a little bit. So we've got the large one, which does not need correction. And the small one that, does it need correction in terms of the amount or the way that it is entered?
She said it was a correction on the entry, so why don't we do what we did before and approve it for Mary's signature when it's corrected?
So how would that work? Approve it with my,
Separate them and then.
Into two.
separate into
motions.
two.
Yeah, and then give Mary the authority to sign the second one when it's corrected.
Okay, so we should undo the one we just did, probably.
Matt's confused.
I'm thinking it through. They're all going to the same, the check is to Health Equity. They're just coded to different accounts.
That's what I thought.
So I'm rethinking this. The amount is the same, the
Right.
checks are the same,
It's a
the
journal.
pay is the same. It's a journal entry. So I'm fine saying, yeah.
Okay, that's kind of my reasoning too. Does everybody want to?
I'm happy with that.
Okay, Marcia's still good. Kim, is you good with that
Yes.
reasoning?
I am.
Okay, and Matt is, and I am, and Priscilla, you may
still
not
no.
be. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, so we got through that. Now we have receipt of correspondence. So we had correspondence from Doug Berding, who's resigning from, as well as on the trustees of public funds. Kevin Geiger, this was the memo that Jan Losberg was talking about. It's a planning request, a February agenda request for tier 1B approval process.
Could I just pause a minute and say, I'd like to express thanks to Doug Wilverding for serving on the
Oh, yes,
trustees of public funds.
yes, very much. Thank you, Doug. You're out there. 3, let's see, Town of Norwich, DRB notice of a public hearing for waiver review of dimensional standards for porch. And that waiver was applied by Kurt Boland and landowners. 4 was Chris Katuki with questions about the Emerald Ash Borer costs and process. 5 was Nika Milach Blinn. Pronounce that correctly. Concerned about snow removal contractor who was sort of plowing at a high rate of speed. Concerned about safety on Cliff Street. And number 6 was from Kirsten E. Shamus, Moyer concerning the tax exemption agreement between the fire district and the town of Norwich.
Is that something we should put on an agenda
Agenda item, I think maybe
coming up?
would be nice to understand that better, put that in the.
And their
parking lot.
offer, I mean, it's an offer to record notice of the reversion. I think it's good to have things.
Yeah, I think it would be good to have. Personally, I do agree with that idea.
So I think we should probably think about having counsel there. I certainly will be sending a memo.
Okay. Okay, so. And on the, we have talked about eventually having an agenda item about the emerald ash borer. I don't know how soon that could come up. That might be sort of later in the spring or not.
I think it'd be helpful if we had it before.
Oh, before our meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one is maybe in early February. Okay, so we've got emerald ash borer, the tier 1, the fire district. Marcia had asked to have item kind of about a process for maintaining the handbook, if I understand it correctly. So that could be on there just when we put the agenda together. Any other pressing ideas for?
I just wanted to, the FYI warrant article that you'd signed, I had a couple of questions about.
Which one is that?
It did correspondence. It's a warrant article that was out of cycle or something, so you just signed it and the rest of us didn't see it. $160 for wildflower seeds? What?
Oh, it's their special.
I mean,
Or it might have been large quantities.
I don't know, went to Linwood, I mean, it was apparently a reimbursement to Linwood Andrews, I just like. It sort of doesn't tell me what that was.
I have to tell you, Priscilla, I didn't have an investigation.
And then I'm just curious, there's a Kurtzhale Excavation LLC, a monthly contract is the description for $9,000? Huh? $9,000 for a monthly contract? What the heck is that?
I don't know.
I think that's our new snow plower.
Oh, it's not Chase still?
No.
Oh, so that might be the ones who went too fast on Cliff Street.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, I'm also noticing that Barry's hand is still up, so I just want to check in with Barry.
I think it was just left up.
You're okay?
Sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't interrupting anything. Okay. Well,
and then there's a kangaroo gauntlet.
Yeah.
What the heck is a kangaroo gauntlet?
well, I think you could probably do a comedy routine on the warrants,
Those are fire gloves.
Oh, fire gloves.
Kangaroo leather, and if you want to speak out against kangaroo preservation, go.
No, it's just sometimes, we have an indication of which department is,
Okay.
asking for things, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of that on that particular.
So another agenda item for February, do you want to pick up on the Tracy Hall? Check back on that, the renovation at some point?
I've given up.
If we're adding, I don't necessarily need to add to February, but at least a list of near
Okay, to the
term
list, yep.
would be a short discussion on speeding, because it seems like that was a hot
Speed
topic
control.
and we had promised.
Okay, and then Tracy Hall, we got to check back in about that sometime.
I promise about students.
Be appropriate to ask the town manager's office to write a note to Riverding, thanking him for his service to the town upon their, I don't know, it could become a huge regular thing when people.
We don't really usually do that.
Well, we could. Seems like a nice thing.
I know Lily as town clerk sent these really nice cards to those of us who were on the BCA. That was a really sweet, amazing
Think about this. Do you want to get a card that we can all sign and send to Doug?
Well, I'm thinking maybe it could be in the town manager's office to take on that responsibility.
Of getting a card?
Well, I don't know, about showing some recognition of people who work for the town, and you can say no, just, I thought, we're saying nice things about him.
It's
He's not even here.
the amount of people that come and go. I think it's, the town manager's office certainly doesn't need that extra.
Okay, it's a no. Noted. Thanks for considering.
Okay. Oh, we have to receive the correspondence. Someone,
I move to receive all correspondence.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Marcia, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Kimo?
Yes.
Tella?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Yes, okay. One more.
Oh, before we adjourn, so just to be sure we're all clear, so we're gonna have a special meeting
Next week.
next Wednesday. It's gonna be a one-topic agenda, which will be the warrant articles.
And it's still at 6:30, correct?
It's still at 6:30, and we will have in the packet either for Friday or for Tuesday. I imagine by Friday, there's not a lot.
I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, so we'll have all of the formal final draft articles for everybody to look at over the weekend, and it should be a pretty quick meeting, I would hope.
Oh, that'd be good.
Sounds good.
As long as we're all together, it seems like it's a shame not to take some low hanging fruit. Is there something quick that we can get off the plate?
Say again. What do you need, like?
Seems like next week.
That never works,
Oh,
Marcia.
you need to cram some more into it.
You're gonna-
Which board are you part of?
We have lots of things to talk about, but we also have other meetings to do it.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, you're in the second, I think, because Marcia quietly moves that. Marcia, how do you
Oh,
vote?
second.
Yes.
Kimo?
Yes.
Philip?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, and it is 9:02, and we have to find the warrants.
Recording stopped.
And then, cookies.